Hey guys, the section of violence here. For some reason, my camera's not working, so you're gonna have to deal with the audio. Um, we had a good card though. Plus 5 units. Not bad at all, if you ask me. Um, what else? We also cashed. We would have cashed our free play in the Discord with Figlock, but we'll get into that. Yeah. A bunch of fights that I want to talk about and who I think should fight next. Let's start off with Mahashate versus Gabriel Benitez. So Gabriel Benitez, he is just, oh man, I cannot express how bad this fight was. Like Benitez had moments of like, okay, very skilled, but for the most part, I was just like, what am I watching? Um, Very low level. Could have been an LFA featured fight. Like honestly, I was not feeling this fight at all. Mahashate definitely is not that good, and like it's blatantly obvious if it wasn't already. Um, Gabriel Benitez, he had a pretty decent performance. I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about his performance. He was very, very on. He didn't shell away or shy away from the punches and the danger that Mahashate presents. Um, but honestly, I was just disgusted with Mahashate's performance, more so than Benitez. I kind of expected that from Benitez, whereas Mahashate just holy smokes, that was crazy. Um, but yeah, the next matchup I think for him, who also didn't have a great matchup, great fight, I mean, is Charlie Campbell. I think that would be a good next fight. Both tall, rangy guys who, you know, are good at specific stuff. And just see who would walk away with that. I think Mahashate wins that fight, but that's just an early wiki cap. I'd have to really dive into that fight to get a good read on it. But yeah, moving on. Definitely got lucky there with the split decision. Ivana Petrovic versus Naliang. Naliang is Naliang. She except she didn't die in round two like she normally does. Naliang actually came to fight for 3 rounds this time. Given Petrovic was, not making her pay as bad as the other girls did in the past. Petrovic isn't a world beater herself. She just could grapple somewhat, and yeah, she got the submission, Rutolo teen, but I had the TKO prop, so that was really annoying. I was even debating taking her by sub, but I passed on it. But yeah, Ivana Petrovic, she got the job done against someone who, in my opinion, should not be in the UFC, despite her record. So it was a really low level card. Really not feeling this card at all. Um, yeah, they had some good moments though, like some decent moments, I'd say. But yeah, Petrovic, if she could fight someone else who's tall and decent at what she does, in Teresa Bleda, I think that would be another good matchup. Two tall girls, one striker, one's a grappler. I think that would make for a good matchup. Yeah. Now Liang, it's been fun. We'll see you on the regional scenes because I doubt the UFC is going to keep her much longer. Moving on, James Longtop versus Chris Padilla. So Chris Padilla, he shocked the whole world. James Longtop is 14-1 on a winning streak, looking great with his well-roundedness, his composure. He even had some really good composure in the fight. But the man, once he gets taken down, he just has this bad habit of giving up his back to get up. A lot of people have it, and they're blue belts, like myself, and like others. But like the fact that he didn't even try fighting hands, like it was a really bad look for James Longtop. I was not too impressed with either. But Chris Padilla's grappling was probably the highlight of the fight. So shout out to Chris Padilla for the win. He did, a good performance against a guy who a lot of people were hyping up, and including myself, and he just completely shit the bed. So it is what it is. Chris Padilla, welcome to the UFC. I'm interested to see who they give him next. I would give him like a Timmy Kwamba or Al Swati next. I feel like that's not too big of a jump up. So yeah, great fight though. For as long as it lasted. Moving on, we have Catlin Souza versus Marnik Man. Marnik Man, my friend Marnik Man. Honestly, I cannot understand how she's still in the UFC. Obviously, 6-2 isn't a bad record, but she's just so bad, like so bad, so bad. Catlin Souza absolutely schooled her on the feet. Souza doesn't have exactly the highest of IQ, as she's clinching with Marnik Man after rocking Marnik Man, almost getting her out of there. She thought it was a good idea to clinch with a grappler. Got herself in too many grappling exchanges, so I'm going to keep that in mind going forward. Her fight IQ isn't the best. She's very talented, Caitlin Souza, but her fight IQ is just terrible. But yeah, interesting fight. Had the KO, was really close, and it didn't cash. So that was the story of my night for luck. I'm not saying I wasn't lucky, but I got a few good gifts. But for as far as props, we were not lucky at all. We cashed maybe two. But yeah, if I could give Ketlin Suze an opponent next, I would probably say Diana Belbita. I just feel like if you wanted to get taken seriously in this division, you have to beat Diana. So I think that would be a good next fight with two strikers. We'll see how it goes though. We'll see who the UFC decides with Kellen Souza. Moving on, we have Dontel Mays taking on Kyle Machado. So honestly, with this fight, it was all optics, and that big round one knockdown for Machado was, or not Machado, for Dontel was huge. I had a live bet on Dontel, but at heavyweight MMA and the way they were scoring fights, I didn't want to take a gamble that they got it all right. I would have been up another 2 units or a unit and something. Like that was a little frustrating, but free money's better than no money, and it could have easily gone to a split. And we already witnessed one robbery on this card, so I took the smarter route and took the live free money. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Dontel Mays. He always has these weird fights, manages to get a win, and then he goes on to lose his next five or four. Honestly, Dontel Mays he's got some skill. Don't get me wrong, but like I want to see his losses, like how bad his losses are. Like, damn, he actually has a decent. Well, lately, talking about before his little win streak, he lost to Sakai. Oh, he beat Parisian. No way. That's wild. So he beat, yeah. So I guess yeah, he's a game really. He only loses to the better guys, but he beats all the other guys. I guess you gotta take that note of that when you're copying Dontel Mays. But yeah, great great night of fights. Dontel Mays definitely slowed the pace of the card, but don't worry, it got even slower with the next fight. Um, Mays at least had a knockdown in a big moment. Mays, I would like him to fight Carl Williams next. I think that would be a good test for Carl Williams. Moving on, we have Austin Hubbard taking on um, Michelle Figlak. I think that's how you say his name. What a robbery, man! Like I can't be more vocalized about this. Round one, Figlak slammed the better shots. Round two, Figlak slammed the better shots. But I could see an argument where you would say Hubbard won that round somehow. with just optics alone. Round three, clear Figlak on top, ending the round. Like the guy landed the better shots, was backing him up. Hubbard did he shot. He never really secured a takedown once. Like it was a joke of a decision, especially unanimous. Like split, I'd be like, all right, whatever. But unanimous, that blew my mind. Robbery of the night. I don't usually say robberies too often. Uh, and this is one of them. So, robbery of the night: Austin Hubbard versus Michelle Figlak. Yeah, whatever. Well, however you say his last name or his first name. Sorry, but yeah. Who do I give Austin Hubbard next? Jesus, Austin Hubbard. We'll give you Loic Radzhabov. I feel like you've earned yourself that fight. Moving on, Victor Henry versus Raniaya. This is where our cold streak for props ended. Luckily, but it was on its way to losing. Victor Henry, round two, round three TKO, cashes with relative ease. Man, Raniaya could have been stopped in the second. He survived. In the third, he couldn't survive much longer. Beautiful finish from Victor Henry. I know it's an old man, but he still did that to a game opponent who's gonna try to get the grappling exchanges going. Luckily, Victor Henry's got really good grappling and negated all of that. So great win for Victor Henry. Yeah, really really happy about that. Yeah. Oh, let's see what we got here for Henry. I think Victor Henry should have another uh, vet fight and fight someone like a Davy Grant next. I feel like if that would be a cool next step for him and up the division. Moving on, we have Uros Medic versus Tim Means. Uros Medic puts him out in round one. I said it. That's what's gonna happen. Uros Medic did it in round one. Tim Means is just too old, too fragile, too slow. Like, come on. I mean, he was doing some decent clinch work, but for the most part, it was Uros Medic landing the better stuff, and then landing that uppercut. Oof, that was a nasty uppercut. Tim Means like he was done just from the uppercut. The follow up shot wasn't necessary. Eros Medic is a problem on the feet, and yeah, he's been trying to work on his takedown defense and grappling. So good on Eros. I think Eros should fight someone like a Max Griffin next. Really establish himself in the division. Tim Means is like, all right, whatever. But yeah, good win for Eros. Moving on, we got David Onama taking on Jonathan Pierce. Again, another close fight, which I could have easily seen to go Pierce's way. I would never go as far to say robbery because I was on the Onama side. So I'm not gonna ever say robbery on my own side. I mean, obviously, if it's a bad one, I'll agree that maybe I got gifted. But I honestly thought Onama did enough to win at least 2 rounds, and I thought Pierce won a round at least. But man, Onama he just knows how to win. He finds his way. He's like Driscus Duplessis with his cardio. He gets tired, but he just keeps coming. The guy's an absolute tank. Um, yeah, I was losing it on him in round two. I thought we were about to lose our play. I thought he was gonna just start slowing down, but in round three he came clutch and showed that heart, showed that dog in him, and Jonathan Pierce and him end up exchanging in the third. Pierce is a tough man. He ate some nasty shots, got folded at one point, and still managed to survive. Pierce is a very, very tough guy to finish, and also just a tough guy in general. Really, really like Pierce. I was very close to taking an arbitrage out of this fight, but I like Onama. I think Onama is very, very good, and yeah, great win for Onama. Factory X, do you have another guy I can bet on? Let's go. Did I say who Onama's fighting next? I don't think I did. Yeah, let's give him Damon Jackson. That guy should not be in good work close to the rankings. I think Onama takes him out. Moving on. We have Jonata Diniz versus Austin Lane. So we saw the hole that everyone knows about. Jonata Diniz is his body, like he has nothing off of his back and really nothing on top either. He's relatively a white belt in jiu-jitsu, blue belt at best. Austin Lane had a nice, beautiful, you know, fake the cross into, or was it a fake? Yeah, I don't even know. All I know is Austin Lane had a nice little takedown and got Denise down. And when he was down, he wasn't getting up. Lane got to full mount at one point. Like Denise just has nothing off his back. Austin Lane, though, his like I said, his lack of defense is going to be his downfall here. And what do you know? He got KO'd. I really wish. I mean, I did cash this, in a parlay, but you know, it would have been nicer to cash, yeah, just to cash this like in more. Like I couldn't put more money on him live because the odds were already gone by the time I went to go place it, and I'm limited on so many books, so I have to like use a bunch of different books. But yeah, Jonata Denise got a sick finish, second round. One of two of those tonight. Pretty crazy. But yeah, Jonata Denise, man, he's a real player in the heavyweight division. Very dangerous. I'd like to give him someone like a Justin Taffa next. See who goes to sleep first. I bank on Denise KOing him, but you never know. Moving on, we have Karine Silva taking on Ariane Lipski. Ariane Lipski looked good for some moments of the fight. Her takedown defense was decent. She showed some flaws in Karine Silva's game that she's maybe not designed for 3 rounds, 5 rounds, or not 3 rounds, sorry, 5 rounds. And she's not like good at pushing a pace for 3 rounds. Her style is more explosivity. She's got good jiu-jitsu, which makes up for her lack of cardio, but definitely was um, interesting to see her struggling late as the fight went on. But yeah, Ariana Lipski, I thought lost this fight clearly. She just gave up too many dominant positions to Karine Silva. Um, I was gonna bet Karine Silva, but I didn't. I didn't. I thought if it went to a decision, we'd see a split, so that's why I didn't touch it. But you know, it is what it is. Moving on though. Well, actually, before we move on, we'll give her an opponent. I'd like a Tracy Cortez or a Caitlin Chookagian for Korean Silva. I feel like she's earned it with this win. Yeah, we'll see what the UFC gives her. Moving on, Bogdan Guskov taking on Ryan Superman Spann. Spann's terrible. He has decent grappling early, but he gasses and essentially he just doesn't have much on the feet. He's hittable. Um, he's big and he has some talent and athleticism, but it makes his chin's actually not terrible. It's just not great. Um, Span just got like sent to it. It was probably a late stoppage too, but Ryan Span, man, that's a terrible loss in hindsight. Like both got Bogdan and Janita Denise had absolutely no idea what to do on bottom, and they just like I don't know what's wrong with some fighters, but like when you're good at grappling, I know it's exhausting. Don't get me wrong, I know it's exhausting. But when you're good at grappling, you're fighting a dangerous power puncher. Why do you wait till you get hurt before you even try shooting a takedown? Like it's like it blows my mind. But yeah, Bogdan Guskov, it's a beautiful KO. My boy Kai cashed a big plus 4,000 parlay. I'm really happy for him. I cashed a few parlays, nothing like that though. Um, yeah, Bogdan Guskov. Let's give him Mirzakhanov. Azmat Mirzakhanov, or maybe an OSP next. I feel like he's making his way up the division quietly but slowly. And yeah, great win for Bogdan, man. He's showing the move to Extreme Couture has done well for his career. But yeah, moving on. We had to the main event. We had Mateus Nicolau versus Alex Perez. So Nicolau, man, he's just his chin's gone. His chin's gone. It's very simple. Perez is not a big power puncher. Maybe he is down. He'll show it in his next fight, but Nicolau's chin is just not there anymore. The shot wasn't even like crazy. Like, holy, how'd you get hit by that? It was like, oh, you got KO'd by that? Crazy. And, like, I was not expecting that at all. Mateus Nicolau is absolutely washed. Just joking. He's very, very good. But his chin is very washed. And we'll see how that affects his career because at flyweight, there's nowhere you can go. You're getting KO'd at flyweight. Like, where else are you gonna go? You can't go to atom weight. There's no atom weight division. Like, your chin's definitely just cooked at this point, bro. But yeah, Alex Perez, great win, great KO. He's definitely showed some improvements. Maybe a dark house, uh, a dark horse in the division. We'll see how it plays out. Um, I'd like to see Alex Perez take on someone like Kai Kara France or a Manel Cap. We'll see what the UFC does. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the card. We cashed about 5 units, 7 and 5 on picks, I believe. Like and subscribe. You know the drill, and I'll see you next time.